Right, hello everyone. I've decided to go and do a video and show you my reaction to the UEFA Champions League group stage draw, which is about to take place in the next few minutes. So yeah, that should be really exciting. There's some great teams in contention for this year's tournament. So we'll go through those in a minute. And I'm going to go through the pots with you because there's 4 pots of 8 teams, and I'll explain about how the draw is going to work and what they're going to do, and I'll talk you through what's going on. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen with you showing the draw live, which I'd like to do because of copyright reasons, but I'm going to talk you through it anyway. But before we start that, I've just heard some big news, really. It seems I've had a notification come on my phone that I've had a notification come through on my phone that Manchester City have agreed terms with Cristiano Ronaldo for him to come and play for Man City. So if they manage to get him, that would be a major boost for them, I would have thought. So that'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? If they get him in the starting lineup. It certainly softens the blow on them missing out on Harry Kane, who's decided that he wants to stay at Spurs. Quite why he wants to stay there, I really don't know. I think probably he's been bullied by the Tottenham chairman, but we'll see how we go. And someone's come in and said hello. Hi, it's James. Hi, James. How you doing, mate? I hope you're all right. Yeah, I saw that as well. Arsenal are back according to some people. Oh, my God. Did you see that nonsense that he was coming out with last night? I couldn't take watching it. I ended up having to come out because he's just doing my head in. Absolute nonsense. And I think you know what I'm talking about. Our friend Terence. But it was pretty mad, really, and I really lost my rag with him. I watched it back again this morning, and I lost my rag with him and put loads of comments in the comment section of the video. Anyway, enough about that because this is a stream about the UEFA Champions League, not about Terry's delusions. So, like I said, there is going to be 4 pots of 8 teams. In pot 1, there's Chelsea, obviously the Champions League champions. You've got Villarreal, who are the Europa League winners. Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Atletico Madrid, Internacional, Inter Milan, Sporting Lisbon, and Lille. Now, in pot 2, there's Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool, Seville, and Borussia Dortmund. Before we go on, James has come in with another chat. Yeah, excellent. Every stream, I have to ask people in other chat, how's their sanity now? I know, man. It's getting worse. Literally, it's getting worse. How we can still think that Mikel Arteta is the right man for Arsenal after what happened in the last 2 games, I just can't believe. It's just madness. And then last night, yeah, I know they won 6-0 and it's a good result, but we need to bear in mind that Arsenal were playing almost a full-strength team against West Bromwich Albion's reserves. Now, West Bromwich Albion, as we both know, got relegated last year, and they're a championship side. I mean, what the hell? I just don't get it. He just drives me up the wall. I don't know how Diesel can put up with it because it just drives me absolutely nuts. But anyway, so moving on, let's look at the next 2 pots, pot 3 and pot 4. So there we go, pot 3 and pot 4. We got Porto, Ajax, Shakhtar Donetsk, RB Leipzig, RB Salzburg, Benfica, Atalanta, and Zenit St. Petersburg. And in pot 4, you've got Besiktas, Dynamo Kiev, Club Brugge, Young Boys, Milan, Malmo, Wolfsburg, and Sheriff Tiraspol. Now, basically, what's going to happen is that they can't have you can't have two teams from the same country playing each other, and they're going to draw one team from each pot to compete in each group. So that's how it's basically going to work. And James says, James is coming again. Thank you very much, James, your comments. All eyes are on PSG. Imagine they get Man City in the group. My mates who support Liverpool do not want Atletico Madrid. I can understand why they don't want Atletico Madrid, because that Diego Simeone, he's a really top draw coach. I think he's best in the world, to be fair, in my opinion. So yeah, I can understand why they don't want him. And yeah, I think you're right. All the eyes are going to be on PSG. And yeah, well, if they get Man City in the group stage, geez, that would be incredible, especially if Ronaldo does end up going there. Because I heard just before I come on that he's agreed terms with Manchester City to move there. So that'd be pretty amazing. So, yeah, it would be. That would be pretty mad, really. So it looks like they might be starting the draw soon. So soon, yeah. They're all standing there talking as they do endlessly at these things. So as soon as it gets started, then I'll let you know what's happening. What's that doing? Right. Okay. So let's just have I'm going to show you the dates for the match days. So match day 1 is going to take place on the 14th and 15th September. Match day 2 will be on the 28th and 29th September. Match day 3 will be on the 19th and 20th October. Match day 4 will be on the 2nd and the 3rd of November. Match day 5 will be on the 23rd and 24th of November. And match day 6 will be on the 7th and 8th of December. So yeah, that's how it's going to work out. So hold on just a second. I'll see if I can get back the pots and the teams. Hold on a sec for me. Yeah, so there we go. Let's just leave it on pot 1 and 2 for the time being. Yeah, so they're just showing some action from some football matches at the moment. Not really much going on. They're just chatting. So let's have a look, see what James has just come in with another chat. I know it's early to say one, but who's your tip to win the Champions League? It's a difficult one, isn't it? To know, I think it's going to be. I'll tell you who it's going to be between. I think it's going to be again between Manchester City, Chelsea, and PSG. And out of them three, I'd say that I think Chelsea might win it again. Because they just look so good, and especially against Arsenal. They just demolished Arsenal, and it could have been a lot more than it was. I think that they eased up in the second half, although even in the second half, I thought they were really dominant. Chelsea, that is. Whether Messi will be able to inspire PSG to win the Champions League, I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's what I think the main three contenders are going to be. And I think an outside bet will be Atletico, but it's a very, very big outside bet, to be honest with you. But let's see what happens, mate. What about you? Who do you think, James? Who's your tip to win it? Because I think there's maybe I personally think there's only 2 or 3 teams who have got a chance to win it. So let's see. We got another chat here. Ali Sokolijak. Hello, mate. Ali. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you on here before, so welcome. Let's go. Warren, he says, much regards from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and hello to you too, mate. I hope you're okay and you're doing well, and I hope you enjoy what we're going to do. So, who do you think is going to win the Champions League, Ali? What's your tip? James, come in with the chat. I don't see an English side winning this season. He fancies Bayern Munich. Yeah, I forgot about them because they're going to have Lewandowski back this year, aren't they? He's going to be back from injury because at the end of last season he got injured, didn't he? And it curtailed their Champions League campaign somewhat. So I think that's probably why they ended up getting knocked out. Because otherwise, I think they could have possibly won it again. See what Ali's saying. What do you think about Ronaldo transfer? Ali's come in and said, what do I think about Ronaldo's transfer to City? Yeah, I had a notification on my phone about that saying that Manchester City and Ronaldo agreed terms. So that would be pretty amazing if he manages to go to Manchester City. I'm not sure he's quite at the level he was a few years ago, but I still think he'd be a good addition to their squad. And I certainly think he's still got enough to cause mayhem in the Premier League, that's for sure. And then we got another person come in, AG4G. Hi, AG4G. How are you? How are you today? I hope you're well. Again, I don't think I've seen you on one of my videos before, so welcome to you, and I hope you enjoy what we're doing. We're just waiting for the Champions League draw so that I can talk you through that. All of you that are in the chat, please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and please make sure you put a like on the video for me. I really, really appreciate that. So who do you all? I know James has said that he thinks, but he fancies Bayern to win it, and I think they're going to be a very strong contender. I actually forgot about them when I said about Chelsea or PSG. So yeah, I'd add them to the group of teams that I think could possibly win it. And then we've got Daryl Lingado. Let's go. I'm excited. Yes, mate. So am I, Daryl. Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy it. I'm just waiting for them to start. We just got a couple of people on. I'm watching it on my phone. And they're just like on the BT Sport. And they're just couple of people on there talking at the minute, so there's nothing really happening. But as soon as it starts, I'm going to talk you through what's happening with the draw and stuff. So hopefully it's going to get started soon. I hope you're all well this afternoon and everything. And I hope that you're all excited about this draw, as excited as I am, because I'm really excited to see what the turnout of the draw is going to be. So, James, how are you feeling about the Everton start to the season? Are you happy with it? And then James has come in again. Pep is saying Pep is leaving City after the end of next season in 2023. I'm interested to see who replaces him. Yeah, I did wonder when Arsenal appointed Mikel Arteta whether he was going to come to Arsenal to use it as like an apprenticeship, so that when Pep did leave, that he'd go up there and take over the reins after a couple of years of figuring out how he's supposed to manage and things like that. But I can't see it happening now, seeing the pig's ear that he's made of things at Arsenal. So, yeah, but who do you think will get the job after he goes? Because that would be a really interesting one. Don't know. I mean, there'll be a few good candidates for that job, I'm sure. And I think they'll have their pick of the best managers in the world, particularly with all the money that they've got. Okay, so Ali's back with the chat. If Mbappe comes to Madrid, trio Benzema, Hazard, Mbappe will be very difficult to play. I'll give them a chance. Yeah, that's probably true, actually. The three of them up front would probably terrorise a lot of defences, especially if Hazard finds the form he had when he was at Chelsea. And now we've got Omar Homarash. Hi, Warren. You're great. Thank you very much, Omar. The same to you, mate. Thanks for coming in. It's nice to see you. We're just waiting for the Champions League draw to start. It still hasn't started yet. So as soon as it gets started, I'll be able to talk you through what's going on with it. And we're all really excited to see what's going to happen. So thanks for coming in. And I hope the draw is going to be great. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do you... I've asked a few people already about who they think's going to win the Champions League. Who do you think will win it, Omar? But, yeah, so... I don't know if I think I've already mentioned this already, but it seems that Ronaldo has agreed terms with Manchester City to join them. So that'll be interesting if he comes. What do I think about Man United? And Omar says, what do you think about Manchester United this season? Are they win anything? Well, Omar, I'm a big Arsenal fan. And I think Manchester United have got a good side. Whether they'll win anything, though, I'm not overly sure, because I think they're up against some really stiff competition. I think they'll finish in the top four and in the English Premier League, and I'm thinking they'll finish in the top four with Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. So, yeah, that's my other three that will finish in the top four. So the top four will be, as I said, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. And I think Chelsea will just edge the title, because I think what will happen is all those players they brought in last season will now be like really, they'll be with a year's experience of playing in the Premier League, and I think they're all going to kick on. So there's another chat here from James, and he's saying, I bet Diesel will get a taxi ready for Arteta so he can replace Pep at City. Yeah, he won't be the only one, mate. I'll be willing to chip in for the fare for that, I can tell you. Yeah, I honestly thought that when he first came, that was what I thought he was going to do, but I didn't want Arteta at Arsenal in the first place. So just because of the fact he didn't have any experience, and I thought that Arsenal were in a mess and we needed an experienced manager. And I even thought that it was going to be hard, a really hard job for an experienced manager to take on, but just because of the mess that we're in. So to appoint a manager who had absolutely no experience, I just thought was complete and utter madness. So, yeah, so something seems to be going on the stage. It looks like they're handing out trophies or something. Like, you remember the other day that Arsene Wenger went to Liverpool's training ground and he was handing out some trophies to the Liverpool players and Jurgen Klopp. It looks like they're dishing out some more of those trophies that he was giving out. So quite what that's all about, I'm not 100% sure, but there's quite a few people on stage and I don't even recognise any of them, which is a bit embarrassing, to be honest. And James Dunlop's come in again. He said, if an English side was to win it, I think Liverpool have got a real chance to win it, and it pains me to say it. Yeah, as an Everton fan, James, I bet it does pain you to say it. But the thing is, they have got a really good track record in this competition, haven't they? And they seem to really enjoy winning it. Because they've won it 6 times, haven't they? So, yeah, out of the English clubs, they probably have got a really good chance. But I just think Chelsea and I think PSG and Bayern, as you said, are probably the 3 strong contenders. So, and Manchester City, obviously. So that's 4 of them. But other than that, I don't know. I'm struggling to think of anyone else who could possibly win it. Maybe Atletico Madrid, just because of Diego Simeone and the way that he manages teams and so on. But other than that, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Right. Okay, James has come in again. Reason why I said that is City won't win it anytime soon. Chelsea want the title and United are not quite there yet. Well, that's true. I don't think United are quite there yet, and I'm not convinced about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager. I don't know. Something don't seem right there, to be quite honest. With the players that they've got, I think they should be challenging a lot stronger than what they have been. And I think that at the end of the season, Pogba will be gone. Chelsea want the title, and because it's very difficult to win the Premier League and the Champions League in the same season. It's a lot to ask because it takes a lot out of the squad. But I think they've got a big squad, and I think they've got a really good coach. So. And then City, I don't know, I think this thing that Pep's got about playing with a false 9 is gonna cause problems for them. I think they need a number 9, to be honest, if they want to win the league and kick on and win the Champions League. And the fact that he hasn't won the Champions League as well since he left Barcelona is a big question mark, puts a big question mark beside him. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to definitely be interesting to see what happens with that. And Ali's come in. Ali wants to know what my predictions are for Serie A and La Liga. Serie A. I think Serie A, I think it's difficult to look past Inter Milan and Juve, but the thing is, there's so much turmoil in Serie A with all the financial problems that are going on there. Because I heard a couple of weeks ago that Inter Milan were going into liquidation, but whether that's actually going to happen or not, I'm not really sure, because I've never heard anything about that since. And then for La Liga, I think Real Madrid and Barcelona, again, they seem to be in a lot of turmoil. There seems to be a lot of financial issues at both clubs. Atletico Madrid seem to be, particularly with Diego Simeone, they seem to be a very strong outfit. I just think Simeone is an absolutely superb top drawer manager, and I think I could see them winning it, to be quite frank. But, you can never really write off Real Madrid, especially if they get Mbappe. But Barcelona, they're just in a mess. I can't see them winning it. I really can't. So, yeah. But what about you, Ali? What do you think about Serie A and La Liga? And what does everyone else think as well? James has come in and said, if Real Madrid get Mbappe, they have a chance to win La Liga. That's true, because I think he was going a bit stale to me at PSG, because when I saw him at the Euros, I was really disappointed with him. I didn't think he was that great at the Euros. I think he was quite disappointing, and I think it's because he was getting stale, or maybe he was just tired. I really don't know. And now they're talking on the stud. They're showing a video of Ivanovic playing for Chelsea. I don't know what this is all about. I just wish they'd get on and do the draw, to be quite honest. It's saying about when he's won the Champions League and these different successes that he's had as a player. So I think they're going to call him up to get him to do something, or maybe he's going to be drawing the teams out of one of the pots. I don't know, but let's see what happens. He's just walked out on the stage, so let's see what he's going to do. So they've called him forward. He's there on the stage. He's mic'd up, and he looks a bit pensive. So, and he's all suited and booted. So. And he looks, to be quite honest, he looks a bit confused about what's going on. And then they're pulling out another one, Michael Essien, another ex-Chelsea player. Fantastic player, by the way. He was an absolute beast in that midfield. He really was. What are they saying about him? Let's just see. I think... Is he coming out, or what's going on? Yeah, is that him? Yeah, here he comes. He's coming out on the stage as well. He's all suited and booted as well. He does look very happy to be there. So I'm sure he is, because he's probably getting paid quite a bit. Armar's come in with another chat. I think he thinks Juve is winning Serie A. And I'm going to go with Real Madrid for La Liga, especially if they get Mbappe. Yeah, it's probably likely that they would win La Liga if they get Mbappe. But like I said, I just can't see Barca doing it, to be honest. I just think they're in too much of a mess. And Juve, I think that's a pretty good bet for Serie A. I don't know what the bookies are saying about those at all, but... Anyway, so Ali saying, I think that Inter will win Serie A and Dzeko will be on fire. Yeah, because they signed him, didn't they? Just after they sold, Lukaku to Chelsea, didn't they? So it'd be interesting to see how he does, because he's a big, strong player, isn't he? I mean, I remember when he was at Man City, and he was a real handful. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. They're talking to Ivanovic now, probably talking about his career and so on and so forth. It'd be interesting to see how he does. So, who do you guys think is going to win the English Premier League this year? because I think that Chelsea are going to be honest, unfortunately, and it does pain me to say that because I'm not that keen on Chelsea, but it'd be interesting to hear what you guys think about that. Yeah, I think Chelsea will win it, and who will come second? I've got a feeling that if Ronaldo signs for Manchester City, I think they'll come second. If they don't, I've got a feeling that Liverpool will, because I think that they're going to have all their injured players from last year come back, and I think that they're going to have a strong season. So, and then third, it all depends between Liverpool and Man City, who finish second and third, depending on whether Man City can manage to get hold of Ronaldo or not. And then, yep, it looks like Omar's coming with another chat. I'm a Man United fan, so I have to go with them for a Premier League. Well, fair enough, mate. You back your team. That's great. I just think it's going to be difficult for them. I mean, they've got some great players. Don't get me wrong, it really is. But I just think that Man City and Chelsea are a bit ahead of the rest of them. Well, they're a bit ahead of the rest of them, particularly if Man City manage to get our hands on Ronaldo. But yeah, United have got some really great players. They've got that lad Sancho, who's come in. I think was he playing at Dortmund, and they've got Bruno Fernandes. They've got who's the other guy? They got Pogba. They've got Varane. So if all those players click, they're going to be a major force. That's for sure. So yeah, let's see. James Dunlop. One day, I hope both our clubs are in the Champions League. Yeah, mate. I do too, but I think you're going to get in the Champions League before we do. That's for sure. Because I just think our club's a mess, and it keeps making stupid mistakes and doesn't do anything to address the obvious problems that we've got at the club. So I just can't see Arsenal competing at the top end of the English Premier League for a long time. So I think we're going to have to wait a long, long time. And as far as winning a Premier League title, I think we're a good 5 to 10 years away from that. And that's only if we manage to start making the right decisions now. I just think Arsenal, they need to completely overhaul the whole back room. But when I say back room, I'm talking about like the recruitment team. I'm talking about all the people in positions of senior management, and obviously the manager, head coach. But as far as Everton are concerned, I think you're ahead of us, particularly with the appointment of Rafa Benitez, because I think he's a top coach. I really do. I really like him. I think he's going to do really well at Everton. The only issue there's going to be for Rafa is if at any stage of this season it gets a bit hairy for him. When, let's be honest, most clubs, they go for a bad spell at some point in the season. When that happens, it's whether the fans will stick with him or not. Because if they start getting on his back, which I think could happen because of his connections to Liverpool, then it could be a big problem. But yeah, so let's see what happens. But I think you're getting the Champions League before we will. That's sure. Because I can remember back in the day when Everton were a massive club and you were going toe to toe with Liverpool every season, winning league titles. I remember you won the Cup Winners' Cup. You would win an FA Cup, League Cups, all sorts of things. Every major trophy that was up for grabs, Everton were in the mix for. No question. Remember the players like you had Kevin Sheedy, Derek Mountford. Was it Derek Mountford? You had Neville Southall. You had Adrian Heath. You had Bob Latchford. It's absolutely fantastic players. Okay, so Ali's came in with another chat. Which 3 players would you bring from Premier League to Arsenal if you could? And would you sack Arteta? Oh, Ali, mate. I wouldn't have appointed Arteta in the first place, and I would sack him tonight if I had the power to do it. And which 3 players would I bring in if I could from the Premier League for Arsenal? I'd bring in the goalkeeper we sold to Aston Villa, Martinez, and I would bring in Harry Kane, and I would bring in Jack Grealish. No question. Jack Grealish or maybe Yves Bissouma from Brighton. There. So, yeah, that's what I would do. Then we've got another person come in, Mac Adalovich. Hi, mate. I know it's far away, but what do you think? Who do you think will win the World Cup? Is there any chance for England this time? It is a long time off, Mac, and there's a lot of matches to be played and lots of things that could happen. But if it was being played now, I think England possibly could get to a semi-final, depending on how the draw went. But I think for the winner, I think you've got to look at Italy, possibly Spain, and I think Germany with a new coach will be in the mix as well. Other than that, I think England, I don't know. I'm not convinced about Gareth Southgate as a coach. I think he's a bit too negative as a coach. But, yeah, thanks for your comment, Mac. And it's lovely to see you in here. I hope you enjoy the show. And we're just waiting for the Champions League draw to start. So they're just going through the teams in all the pots. So I'll quickly go through that with you again for those who missed it earlier. James Dunlop's come in saying my dad went to the Cup Winners' Cup final in 1985. The lucky sod got to see Everton win trophies. Laugh out loud. See what happens this season. Yeah, I think you could be in a running for a cup, definitely. But I think for us, I think the only thing we can hope for is a cup. As I just don't think neither of us are strong enough, to be honest. Omar's come in. Omar Homarach come in, and he's saying, if Arteta gets sacked, which manager would you like Arsenal to sign? I'd love Arsenal to get Antonio Conte as manager, because I think we need an elite level experienced manager. I think we can't afford to make any more mistakes with the managerial appointment. Him or Diego Simeone. That's the two that I would go for. But out of the two of them, I'd like Antonio Conte. I would have plumped for Rafa Benitez before he went to Everton, but we're not going to get him now, unfortunately, because he's gone to Dear James's Everton. I looked at certain betting sites, and it puts James said I looked at certain betting sites, and it puts Rodgers as the favourite for the Arsenal job. Eddie Howe and Conte, the other possible candidates. Mate, I think Brendan Rodgers would be a fantastic manager for Arsenal, but I just don't think he'd come. I know for a fact that he had trouble at Celtic with the board, and I just don't. I think after what happened there, I think he would be reluctant to come to a club where he would have trouble with the board, and knowing how much of a mess the club is in. So yeah, I'm not sure that he would come, mate. To be honest, unfortunately. So let's have a quick look, see what's going on. So nothing's really going on. They're just talking about how they're going to do the draw, stuff like that. So I think it's going to be here soon, but it's not started yet. And they've been talking for the best part of 35 minutes. And they still haven't even started. It's just unbelievable. I mean, how much nonsense can these people talk? They talk almost as much bloody nonsense as what Terry does on the Claude and the Bansta show. It's just unbelievable. And James has come in and said, I can't see Rodgers and Conte joining Arsenal. I certainly can't see Rodgers coming because he's got an amazing club there at Leicester. They're so well run and everything. I just can't see why he would want to leave that and come to a club as is much of a mess as what Arsenal is. Conte, I think it's all for him. I mean, if we offered him enough money, I think he might be tempted. But the only thing that I think would stop it is not the money or the size of the club. I just think, or the name of the club, because I think we have got a big name. I think that would stop it is the fact that he might be worried about damaging his reputation if he was to come there and he couldn't sort it out, because that club is in a mess. I'm telling you, it is in a mess. And if I was an elite manager, I don't think I'd want to touch it. And that's me as an Arsenal fan saying it. I just don't think I would. I just don't think I would, because I'd be worried that it damaged my reputation. So I think we're going to be starting soon. They're standing around the pots and talking, and looks like the balls are in the pots, but nothing. Oh, the first they're twisting the balls round. So Ivanovic is swirling the balls around in his pot, and he's picking out the first ball, and the first ball out of the hat, and he's undoing the thing, and he's pulling the team out, and the first team out it's Manchester City. Manchester City, and they're going into, where are they putting them? They're in Group A, and there's another team coming out. Ivanovic is getting another pot out, and he's undoing the lid, and who's he pulling out this time? And he's got Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are being pulled out, and they're going into Group B. They're heading up Group B. Manchester City are in Group A. Now we've got a third ball coming out, and Ivanovic, he's pulling out the ball. He's picking out the team and pulling out the nut. And it is Sporting Lisbon. So, yeah, Sporting Lisbon from Portugal are going to be heading up Group C. And now we've got the team that's going to be heading up Group D being pulled out now. And that is Inter Milan. So Inter Milan are going to be heading up Group D. And what's happening now? And he's got another one. Yep. He is pulling the team out. Let's see who he's got. and it's Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich. They're going to Group E. They'll be heading up Group E, and Ivanovic isn't sure that if he's supposed to be doing what he's doing, but he is, and he's doing it, and he's pulled out Villarreal. So Villarreal are going to be heading up Group F. So they're the Europa League winners. So they beat Manchester United in the final. So they'll be heading up Group G, I think. And that means that Ivanovic has just pulled out Lille, I believe. Yeah, it's Lille. So that's the first pot. Oh, there's one more, sorry. One more team to come out, and it is Chelsea. And Chelsea are heading up Group H. Yeah, Chelsea are heading up Group H. Lille are heading up Group G. So there you go. That's pot 1 completed. So I guess now we're going to head on to pot 2. So who's doing pot 2? So we're looking at the teams who are in pot 2. So we've got, looks like Manchester City, PSG. Yeah, we've got in pot 2, we've got Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool, Sevilla, and Borussia Dortmund. So should be some interesting matchups there, to be honest. So they're talking to Irina Paredes, and she plays for the PSG ladies team. So hopefully they'll get started on the second pot in a minute. I hope they're not going to take another 35 minutes to start the second pot like they did this one. Honestly, oh my goodness. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll get some good matchups. So she doesn't look like she's there. They look like they're talking to her via a Zoom thing or something like that. And now they're talking to Ruben Diaz, and he's the UEFA Champions League Defender of the Season, apparently. So I'm not quite sure what he's saying, obviously, because I can't put the sound up. But hopefully they're going to start pulling the teams out soon, hopefully. Manchester City. Okay. So something happening, or they're just standing there chatting again? So just stop the chatting and get on with it. So we're going through the teams that are in pot 2 now, and they're showing clips from Real Madrid, now Barcelona, and Juventus, and clips from Manchester United, and showing clips from Paris Saint-Germain, and Liverpool. And Sevilla. Dortmund. So that's pot 2. So let's see what happens with pot 2. So come on, guys, get on with it. So Ivanovic is doing pot 2 as well. That's interesting. So here he goes. He's picking out the first team. And the first team out of the pot is Borussia Dortmund. So they're going in with Manchester City by the looks of it. Well, maybe they won't be. Hold on, let's see what's happening. They're doing something else now. And Michael Essien is picking out a ball. So I guess this might be to say what group they're going to go to. So, yeah, no, they're going into Group C. So Borussia Dortmund, I'm not going to be with Manchester City. They're going in with Sporting Club de Portugal. So, or Sporting Lisbon, as I like to call them. So the next team out that Ivanovic has got his hands on, he's pulling the team out, and it is Real Madrid. So Real Madrid are out, and we're now going to find out what group they're going to. So they've gone to Michael Essien. Michael Essien is getting the balls. He's twirling them round. He's picking the ball out and he's unscrewing the ball. And they will be going to Group D. So they will be, Real Madrid will be in a group with Inter Milan. And James has come in saying, I bet City get Shakhtar again and Chelsea get Porto again. Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, so the next team out of the pots is Liverpool. So Liverpool have been drawn out. Let's see what group that they get put in. And they're taking the balls of the groups that Liverpool can grow in, because there's some groups that they wouldn't be able to go in because they can't go in a group as in the same group as a team from their own country. And let's see. They are going to Group B. Liverpool are in Group B, and that means that they're in a club with Atletico Madrid. Ooh, that's a bit of a tasty one. I bet the Liverpool fans won't be happy with that. You see that, James? Liverpool are with Atletico Madrid. And now Ivanovic has got the next team out, and it's Paris Saint-Germain. And what they're going to do now is pick out the balls for the groups that they can go to. And they have gone to Group A with Manchester City. So Manchester City are with Paris Saint-Germain. And the next team out is Juventus from Italy. So Juventus have been pulled out, and we're just going to see what group that they're going into now. And Michael Essien has got the groups, and he's pulled the ball out, and he's pulling out their little sheet, and they're going to Group H. So they are going to go in Group H with Chelsea. So Chelsea will be in the group with Juventus. Now, Ivanovic has got another ball out. He's picking out the team. And the next team out is FC Barcelona. Let's see where they end up. So, FC Barcelona. Marco Essien has got, looks like a choice of two balls here. So, they are going into Group E. So, Group E for Barcelona, and they are in a group with Bayern Munich. Ooh, that will be a bit tasty because there's been a bit of history between those two clubs down the years in the Champions League. And now we've got Sevilla FC from Spain. And let's see where they get placed. And they've gone into Group G with Lille. And the last team out is Manchester United. Manchester United, let's see where they end up. They have gone into Group F with Villarreal. Oh my goodness, that's exciting. So James has come in with a comment saying City F PSG. Wow, yeah, exactly. That's amazing, isn't it? And then we have Munich will destroy Barcelona, James says. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. And Omar says Man United Villarreal is revenge time. Yes, Omar. Are you happy with that? Are you happy with facing Villarreal? Now we're going to see the teams from Pot 3 who will get drawn out of those pots. And tough ties for the English side so far. Yeah, it is, mate. It is. And I think it's going to be difficult. It really is. So I'm particularly interested about the matchup between Manchester City and PSG. I think that's going to be a really interesting one. A reunion for Pep with his with Messi, and yeah, that would be real interesting. And now they're talking to UEFA Champions League midfielder of the season, the ladies midfielder of the season, and I just missed her name before it came up. But she plays for the Barcelona ladies team. Let's see what they're doing now. And the midfielder of the season for the men's was N'Golo Kante from Chelsea. Yeah, he's a top draw player, that's for sure. Ollie will want vengeance on Emery. He certainly will. Whether he'll get it or not, I'm not sure. Because I rate Unai Emery. I think he's a really good coach. I think it was a big mistake for Arsenal to get rid of him. I really do, because I think he's absolute quality. But I just don't think it was a good idea for them to get rid of him. Anyway, so let's have a quick look at who's in pot 3. So we've got Porto for Portugal, Ajax from Holland, Shakhtar Donetsk from Ukraine, I think they are, RB Leipzig from Germany, RB Salzburg, Benfica from Portugal, Atalanta from Italy, and Zenit St. Petersburg. So, yeah, I mean, there's some tough teams there as well. I mean, I wouldn't want to necessarily play any of those sides at the moment, to be quite honest. Particularly Atalanta. I mean, they're a strong outfit, and they play good open attacking football. So, be interesting to see where these teams end up. So, they're back on the stage again, and they're chatting away as they love to do with these things. And yeah, we're just about to get started. They're twisting the balls around, and Ivanovic has got his hand in there, and he's pulling out the first team. So the first team from pot 3 is suspense. It's Shakhtar Donetsk. So Shakhtar Donetsk. Let's see where they end up. Looks like there's 4 pots that they can't go to. But let's see where they end up. There's getting the balls for Michael Essien to decide what group they go into. And what's he doing? Oh, he's got to spin them round, has he? And then oh dear. The official from UEFA had to spin them round, and then Michael Essien has to pick it out. Yeah. Oh well. So Michael Essien's picked out the team, and they're going to Group D. So Shakhtar Donetsk will play in Group D, and they're going to be in a group with Inter Milan and Real Madrid. So it's Real Madrid, Inter Milan, and Shakhtar Donetsk in Group D. And now Ivanovic is pulling out the next team. And he's pulling out Benfica from Portugal. Let's see where they're going to go. Benfica. And yeah, I remember years and years ago, Arsenal played Benfica in the European Cup, and they knocked us out 3-1 after extra time at Highbury. Yeah, I remember that game well. Kevin Campbell, I think, scored for Arsenal that night. Anyway, so they're going to see what group Benfica are going to. So Benfica are going to end up in Group E. Benfica are in Group E. So that means that they're in a group with Bayern Munich, Barcelona. So Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Benfica are all in Group E. That's going to be quite a tough group. But I think Bayern Munich stomp all over the other two. And then the next team out is... Who's that? I can't see. Zenit Football Club Zenit. James has come out with a comment. Cheers, Ryan Tech. Take care, mate. I need to go. Keep up the good work, mate. Thanks ever so much, James. Thanks for popping in. It's lovely to see you. And I hope we see you again soon. Take care. Cheers, buddy. So Zenit, they're going to end up in a group. They're ending up in Group H. Group H, I think that's Chelsea's group, if I remember rightly. Yep, it's Chelsea's group. They are in a group with Juventus as well. So Juventus, Chelsea and Zenit all in a group together. And now Ivanovic has got his hands on the next team. And the next team out of the pot, from pot 3, is RB Leipzig from Germany. So RB Leipzig, they're just getting the balls from the groups that RB Leipzig can go to. And he's mixing them up. It looks like there's about a choice of 3. No, actually 4. So Michael Essien's got the ball out for the group that they're going to. And it is Group A. So they're going to be in a group with Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain and RB Leipzig. So I'd have to say, I think RB Leipzig will be going to the Europa League by the looks of it. And then the next team from pot 3 to be drawn out is Atalanta. Atalanta from Italy. And they are... Let's see what group that they're going to end up in, because they're going to... I think they're a strong outfit. I think they could cause some problems for someone. So I've just got this feeling they're going to end up in the group with Manchester United and Villarreal for some reason. And they've gone to Group F. So let's see. Group F. I missed that. So I'm not sure who was in Group F. Anyway. Next one is FC Salzburg. And FC Salzburg, see what group they end up in. They're going to end up in a group with and they're ending in Group G. Salzburg have gone to Group G. So they're in a group with Lille, Seville, and Salzburg. And the next team out of pot 3 is FC Porto, and they're the second to last team out of that pot. And let's find out where they're going. They are going to Liverpool's group. So they're going in the groups Liverpool, Atletico Madrid and Porto. That's a difficult group, you know. And then in Group C, you've got Ajax. Ajax have gone to Group C. Now they're talking to the men's forward of the year, which is Haaland from Dortmund. And they're looking at some footage of his performances this year. And now they're looking at the ladies forward of the year. And who's that? Is it Hernandez or something? And again, there's another one from Barcelona. It looks like they've got fair old team, the ladies' team. I bet they wish that their men's team was as good. So, yeah, they're talking to Jennifer Hermosa from FC Barcelona ladies' team. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think about the draw so far? It looks some pretty interesting ties there so far. Looks like it's going to be a right ding-dong battle between Man City and PSG in one of those groups, I'm sure. And now they're talking to Haaland, the Manchester City forward. Not Man City forward, what am I talking about? The Dortmund forward. And I'm wondering if he'll be playing in the Premier League next season or not. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so we're now into the final pot. Now, in this pot, we've got Besiktas, Dynamo Kiev, Club Brugge, Young Boys, Milan, Malmo, Wolfsburg, and Sheriff Tiraspol. Now, I don't know anything about that Sheriff Tiraspol team. I think they're from Moldova, but I'm not 100% sure. But there's some big clubs there, certainly. Kiev is a massive club from the Ukraine. I remember when I was a kid, I remember Young Boys were a dangerous outfit in Europe. We've got AC Milan, huge club, probably one of the greatest sides ever to play football. Particularly that team that had the three Dutch superstars in it. Rijkaard, Van Basten, and Hullet. What a team that was. Malmo. I've been to Malmo's ground. Really, really interesting place to go and watch football, I have to say. Wolfsburg from Germany. That would be interesting.
This might answer your question. According to Wikipedia,
and
Wolfsburg
yeah,
is
my
the fifth largest
Alexa's
city
just
in the
starting
German
going.
state of
Alexa
Lower
off. So here we go. They're just about to start drawing the teams from pot 4. So, teams from pot 4. And Ivanovic is unscrewing the ball for the first team. And the first team out from pot 4 is Young Boys from Switzerland. Now, they're going to see what group they're going to go into. Now, just so you all know, I am, when the draw's completed, over the weekend, I'm going to put the full draw on the Warren's Facebook page, and so that you can all see it in full. But I'm sure you'll be able to find it elsewhere anyway, but I just thought it'd be a nice touch to have it on the Facebook page so you can all see it. And Michael Essien is deciding now. He's got the ball, he's unscrewing it. Let's see where they end up, what group they go to. Young Boys are going to Group F. So they're going to be in a group with Villarreal, Manchester United, and Atalanta. Wow, that's going to be a right ding-dong group, that one, that's for sure. The next team out from pot 4 is Besiktas from Turkey. And let's see what group the Besiktas are going to go to. So they're rolling the balls round, and Michael Essien is going to pick the ball, which will decide what group Besiktas go to. and he's unscrewing the ball. He's picking the team out, and the team. Sorry, not the team. The group is Group C. So they're in Group C, and they're going with Sporting Club Portugal, Borussia Dortmund, Ajax. So that'll be an interesting group, that's for sure. Next team out of the pot is AC Milan. So AC Milan, let's see what group that they go to. They've only got a choice of 2 groups that they can go to, which is quite interesting. So Michael Essien is unpicking the ball now. That will determine where they got to go. And they're going to Group B, which is the teams in that group are Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Porto, and AC Milan. So that is a very, very tough group. And then next team out is Wolfsburg from Germany. Wolfsburg from Germany. And they're trying to decide what group that they're going to. Again, they've got a choice of 2 groups that they can go to. And Michael Essien is opening the ball. Well, he's trying to open the ball. It doesn't seem to want to be open. Yeah, he's got it now. And the group that they're going to is Group G. They are going to be in a group with Lille, Seville, Salzburg, and Wolfsburg. Now, another team from pot 4, and Ivanovic is pulling the team out, and it's Club Brugge from Belgium. Let's see who they're going to be playing against. So it's Club Brugge, and let's see what group they will be in. Again, they've got a choice of 3 groups that they could end up in. And Michael Essien is opening the ball, which will determine what group they're in. And they've gone to Group A. So Group A will be Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, RB Leipzig, and Club Brugge. There's only 3 teams now left before they complete the draw. And the team that has been pulled out by Ivanovic is Malmo. So let's see what group Malmo go to. They have a choice of 2 groups by the looks of it. And they're going to go to Group H. Group H for Malmo. And that means they're in a group with Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, and Malmo. And next team out from pot 4 is Dynamo Kiev from Ukraine. And let's see, they're gone to Group E. So they're being with Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica. Wow, that's a bit of a group and a half. And then finally, last team out is Sheriff Tiraspol and they're in a group with Shakhtar Donetsk, Real Madrid, and Inter Milan. So, yeah, that looks like it's it. It's all done. They've managed to complete the draw. I've been streaming now for an hour and 20 minutes. And why it needed to take that long, I really don't know. So let's look at the groups. Group A, we've got Man City, Paris Saint-Germain, RB Leipzig, and Club Brugge. Group B is Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Porto, and AC Milan. Group C is Sporting Club Portugal, Borussia Dortmund, Ajax, and Besiktas. Group D, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Tiraspol. Group E is Bayern Munich, FC Barcelona, Benfica, and FC Dynamo Kiev. Group F is Villarreal, Manchester United, Atalanta, and Young Boys. Group G is Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg, and Wolfsburg. And then Group H is Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, and Malmo. So, yeah, that completes the draw for the Champions League group stage. Like I said, I'm going to put the full draw on the Warren's Team Talk Facebook page, and I will put a link for the Warren's Team Talk Facebook page in the description for this video. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the show, and please leave your comments what you thought about the draw and what matches you're particularly interested in seeing. If you haven't done so already, please can I ask you to subscribe to my channel. Also, please like the video, and please remember to share it around with other people. And yeah, so thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I might do another one of these tomorrow for the Europa League draw, but we'll see how we go. All right, guys, take care. Have a lovely evening, or a lovely day or afternoon, wherever you are. And it was lovely speaking to you all. Thanks very much for watching.